I'm Will Cedric.
I'm Gabe.
I'm Will Bales.
And this is Inside the Bot.
Keep in that vein. Right. Hey, how you doing?
Who, me?
You.
I'm great.
Yeah.
I'm tired, but I'm great.
Is it? Yeah, and you've weathered the storm?
Yep. Miami lucked out from the hurricane, so we're good.
Okay, and how's Will? The other one.
Oh, me?
That's you.
Yeah, I'm all right.
What have you? He's played poker all night,
Yeah, I was
so he's a
bit bleary-eyed this morning.
Did you win or lose?
It's hard to say.
If it was strip, you always win.
Exactly.
Because you end up naked or not naked.
It wasn't strip, it was chips, unfortunately.
What? Chips? What are you playing with?
Poker chips.
Oh, not chips, not fries. No. That's weird. They'd be cold.
That would have been good. I would have been down a lot by the end of the night, though.
Down on what?
On chips. I would have just eaten them.
Oh, of course you would have done. Yeah, you'd have got hungry. So, Will, what's that?
That's
you.
That's the telephone.
No, that's mine.
What the hell?
Is that the time machine?
That is. No, I don't know what time machine we're using, but this one is. This is an alarm.
This is the least professional.
It's not. It's my text.
We've
it's
ever been.
No, it's because it's actually one of my American friends, and he's waking up, and it's my thing to say. Send him a motivational text.
That's a strange relationship.
No, Americans are different. They like that. It's building each other up. This Will understands.
It's not normal.
Wake up.
Wake up. Yes, exactly. So I'm not going to send it now because he'll be pretty down.
Do it now. We're going to do it now. I want to do the text. Can I decide on what it is?
Don't.
Tell him wake up, or I'll have one of my other American friends come and beat you senseless.
Okay.
I think you should say.
I'm going to type exactly that. The text is sent now. Anyway.
Move that off the table.
Will.
It's going to vibrate.
Will.
When he texts back to say, oh,
Yes.
thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm all motivated now. Right. Will, we entrusted you with a time travel device. So remember, the other Will suffers quite badly from different forms, and he's never found the right one yet. The time machine was terrible.
It's either the time machine or the hangover. I can't really tell.
Both actually are films. So, Will, what have you got for us?
Oh, for this week?
Yeah.
Well, we got something special. I had to come think about all the past time machines that I've used and or seen people use, and you and I came up with the Supreme Beings map. It's just the best one.
Do you know what that is?
No.
The Supreme Beings map.
Oh, come on.
Not a clue. It's not ringing any bells.
You don't know what that is?
No.
You clearly aren't a Terry Gilliam fan, then.
Have you?
No.
Never?
No.
The Supreme Beings map allows us to go through time and space. So we can find wormholes through space, and go through time and space. Which allows us to visit Balesy in America. He's going to come here, then we're going to drop back into America in the right time.
Okay.
You're not getting it at all.
Well, the problem is I am illiterate.
What happened? He's not, by the way. He's just saying that. He's embarrassed himself. What about if I said that you could be inside a giant's hat and be sailing on the sea?
I'd say that's a bit weird. Why can't we just go to BattleBots?
Will, we're going to have to. So,
man.
People, I'm hoping the listeners out there I'm hoping that some of them are starting to bite their own duvet or their pillow in frustration, and they're venting themselves.
Not arousal.
No. Let's hope we're not arousing people with this sort of podcast.
Hands above the duvet, guys.
I didn't want to be that type of podcast from the beginning. You've made it filthy. He's made it filthy. Time bandits.
All right. I don't know what that is.
You've never seen Time Bandits?
No.
Where have you been living? In a shoe? He grew up in a Chinese shoe. What?
Some people.
How old are you?
I'm 26.
And how old is Mr. Bales?
He's 23.
How old?
23.
23.
You're 23?
Yeah.
And he's seen it. What have you been doing?
I don't know. I've been busy, all right?
It's got to be one of the best films ever.
Well, you've never recommended it to me before.
Well, you have to watch it now.
You do.
What, right now?
I'm on the cusp of making you watch it right now. I'm not doing anything else.
And carry on recording the podcast.
Exactly, whilst you watch it in the corner like a naughty person. I'm furious.
Let's not do that.
What?
So we've got this weird map.
Yeah.
So the Supreme Beings map.
How does it work?
Will, tell us.
Oh, man. Well, it's a map.
He doesn't even know.
The Supreme. He's just made it up himself. Have you watched the film?
I have watched the film. I just forgot. I was actually gonna find a clip of it and try to remember this morning, but I decided to sleep instead.
So this is great though, because the Time Bandits are the most sort of inept buffoons that bustle around time and mess it all up. So we're not really doing any different, basically. So what we're going to do, we look on the map, and Mr. Bales has to, first of all, find a window from his place to our place, which at the same time as we are now. So he's just going to travel through space. And then when he gets here, we'll then go on another window on the map and go back in time to... Where was it filmed? Season 1?
It was filmed in Vallejo, California.
Vallejo, California.
Let's go there.
Yeah. And that's going to be about 18 months ago, I think.
Would it not be easy for him to email us the map and then we can use it?
No,
it's not a PDF.
It's not a PDF. It's a living map. Honestly, I'm furious with him. He's going to have to watch it. I actually have it downstairs, so I'm going to lend it to him to take.
Can't we use the magical printer to print it out?
No. It's made by God at the beginning of time.
Yeah?
Yeah, the Supreme Being's map. There's one.
There's one. You can't have it like... It's not, you can't print out a copy of it.
You can't Xerox it.
I thought the Supreme Beings were like a fighting team, like the X-Men.
What?
Not as in like...
God.
So it's his map.
They didn't want to call him God because they wanted him to cover all bases and all religions, because that, we wanted to include everyone. So he's called
What about if you've got multiple gods, though, then you haven't got one Supreme Being.
But in most religions, I think they're multifaceted of one. I don't want to get into any badness or anything like that. But
yeah, we could get...
Will? Chuck him under the bus quickly.
I have a feeling that there's usually one supreme guy.
Yeah, exactly. So Odin is the supreme guy from there.
Kind of like a line manager for all the gods.
Yeah.
If you want, it can be Zeus's map.
There you go.
Cheers.
We'll have it as Zeus's map.
That's settled it for me.
There you go.
Let's use it because this is really taking some time here.
So Will, get over here. Go.
All right. Oh, okay.
Squeeze yourself through. Here he is.
God.
How's it going?
How's it going?
I'm good. It's good to see you. So,
shorter than I thought.
What's that?
Shorter than I thought.
Yeah, I've always thought that about
it. Well, I try my best. I haven't got my wedges on. Right, we're going to go now to Vallejo, California. So, did you just do a poo?
No.
Wait, where's Matt?
Oh, Matt. Matt's going to be all over that.
Who's Matt?
Matt Maxson.
Matt.
Look, we said we weren't going to talk about him today.
Matt.
We've got to, try and keep it nice for him.
Okay. He does listen to it every time.
I know, I'm worried. Because we're going to meet him, and then he's just going to think we're weird.
Well,
we can't let him see the true us.
But we can say that it was Will that made him into a fecal sculpture.
It's
what, Bales?
my fault.
We're going to throw Bales under the bus again.
I just go, it was him.
He already knows I'm weird, so.
Oh, does he? Oh, that's fine then.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, he thinks you're weird when he used to play with other people's poop.
Work with other people's poop.
Sorry, work with other people's poop, but you got tired of it.
It wasn't recreational. Yeah. It really weighed on him.
He developed into this.
Right, you need to stop it. Stop it.
Well, I just think you can't say you played with it.
No, we didn't play with it. It was a job.
A toddler plays with Crayolas. He worked with it. It was his medium.
Right, stop it.
You stop it.
We're going to leave him alone.
All right.
Right, we're going to...
Yeah.
Will, I want you to be our guide. Because...
Okay. First, I need to disguise because I'm going to recognize myself otherwise. By now, I've already slept some because we're out of the competition.
Okay. So you're going to be on your game. You're quite a young Balesy at the moment. I think you're 21. So you've got your ice cream. We've been wearing masks of different Roboteers as we've gone around the pits to blend in. And I want you to be really careful about... we've already slipped you the plans for Hypershock 2.
Yeah, slipped them right in there.
Which is much obliged. Thank you very much.
We didn't want to tell you about the drum. And in fact, I wanted to tell you about the drum, but Will didn't want to tell you.
He'll figure it out.
Yeah, he'll get there. He'll get there. So, and you must be careful about, obviously, affecting other roboteers, BattleBotters. What do you call yourselves?
Builders.
Builders. Like, so... Creators. Other builders. You mustn't touch them and mustn't meddle with them. And you mustn't meddle with yourself. And I don't want you meddling with your brother.
No, really mess with him.
Don't mess with him, because
I can't mess with my brothers. Not even a little bit.
No, because it's going to be too dodgy.
It's hard enough living in the shadow of Will Bales.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're living in the shadow of Will Bales,
and then there's two of them, and one of them's messing with you all the time.
Exactly, one of them's messing about with you. Then he's going to cause him all sorts of issues when he's older.
Yeah,
and we don't want that to happen. So,
Okay.
I might slip him some plans for a new Mohawk though, because that really has to be redone.
I want you to do the slipping this time.
I mean, like, you can slip him plans for a new Mohawk, because I will be furious if he brings that one back again.
Yeah, I would be too.
See, I'm putting it out there. I'm just being honest. Will's making a face at me because it's like getting in, family issues.
I gave him new designs for one this year.
Oh, what?
So we can just give them those, see if they change their mind.
That's what it is. Otherwise, we'll just give him the same plans that he had already and see if it affects them again. But we normally give people plans. Well, Will's best way of delivering plans is via the toilets.
Yeah, slip it into their pouch.
Which is...
Their pouch?
Yeah, obviously all builders have a little pouch that they carry around important things in. And
like a fanny pack?
When you...
Of sorts, yes.
In Britain, a fanny...
That's not...
It's a different thing.
It's fine. Yes, their fanny pack. I slip it right in there. I
discussed this with Ellis Ware. Yeah, the fanny pack is the opposite over there. It's what was it?
It's called a bum bag.
Yeah, a bum bag. That's... Yeah.
Which is...
Yeah. And then we realized that bum bags are worn in front and fanny packs are worn in front. So no matter which way you slice it, they're all wrong.
Oh, they are all wrong, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, why is it called a bum bag when it's worn on the front? It should be called a cock bag.
Or a traveller's sack.
Or a traveller's sack. Interesting. Do you own one of those, Mr. Bales?
I'm sure that deep in storage somewhere I have a very nice fanny pack. But I can't find one, so we're going to have a hard time blending in.
No, we don't. Because I always imagine all Americans to have one. And I get furious if I see
mandated
them,
by law, actually.
because they're disgusting. They shouldn't. They're a bad accessory.
Should we have a look around? Because we just stood in the corner here chatting about fanny packs.
Yeah, we need to look around. What are you doing, Will?
Oh, you want to talk about robots and see the cool stuff? Okay,
yeah, let's go into the pits, and we need the first two robots up. Which ones are they?
Tombstone and Bronco.
Oh, talk us through Tombstone and Bronco. We're going to go and look at them.
No.
Yeah, I'm relying on you to tell us about them. You don't just stand there. This is why nothing gets done until the last minute. I can tell now.
Where did he even get this ice cream that he's got from?
I don't know. This is what happens with Greg. He goes, "Hey, Will, you're up." And he goes...
And he's got an ice cream.
He's got an ice cream. You go, "What are you doing? You're up, you're fine." Really?
No, I'll be ready.
That's the problem.
And Greg's like, "Will, we're going to cut you off ice cream if you're not careful." And he's like, "Oh, well, I'll find it somehow."
So, do you know...
All right, so Tombstone is, Ray's over there just hanging out with Tombstone. You can see him. And
what's Ray like in the pits? What's he like?
Ray's great. I mean, just look at him. He's just chilling there, laughing, enjoying himself.
Is he a generous person? He's always giving it out, giving people more?
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I told you he's got that thing of porridge he's got.
He loves playing the villain, but, I mean, he's such a nice guy. And he's always so relaxed in the pits. If Ray isn't relaxed, you know something's wrong.
There you go.
So, yeah. And then Bronco, Xander and Reason, they just weren't there. They just aren't there. I mean, look at their table. It's empty.
Where are they then?
They're back at their shop.
Oh, do they not hang around in the pits? They just go to their own shop?
No, they show up like an hour before their fight.
Yeah.
And then they put a tarp over their robot, and then they just wait. And when it's time to go up to the arena, they go up and then when they're done, they leave.
That's it.
Yeah,
That seems very risky to me. What if there's a lot of traffic?
Clearly, they must come in helicopter or something.
Potentially
So
helicopter.
these guys, the Bronco guys, are they are even more mysterious than I thought.
Oh yeah.
Well, people were saying they had like loads of robots there,
got
like
two.
multiple.
Well, no, do they have two? They got one there this time
No, this year they have one.
because you're mixing up. Your
Well,
times.
yeah, I'm going into the future a little bit, but
Try not to.
why would they bother bringing two if they can just go back to the office?
Well, I mean, when it was in Northern California, it was close to their
Oh,
their
it's changed
workshop.
place. Okay.
But in
I
2016,
don't know.
it will be in Los Angeles, so it's a 7-hour drive.
Do you know what, Will? Will in England, because Britain is so tiny, right? If someone said, "Oh, it's 2 hours away," he'd go, "Oh, bloody hell, that's far," which is what he did this morning. He's in London and I'm just down from London. I texted him my address and he looked and went, "That's a long way." Well, if you live in California, it's longer than our entire country with Scotland combined.
I took an hour-long drive to get here today.
That's a long way for him.
I'm all sore.
Yeah, I think it took an hour to get to the event from the hotel.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, 45 minutes.
I'm not sure
45
about
minutes
this
to an hour
anymore.
with traffic.
Should we cancel our application? Because that just sounds like effort to me.
What, going 45 minutes?
Yeah.
That's for Americans. That's just like a little jaunt. Sorry,
Sorry, Gabe's just having a fit. I'm just going to reset him.
my chip blew up.
The time traveling, messing with him.
My speech chip just went. So Bronco, the Bronco boys, Xander and Reason. Now, is Reason an actual name in America?
Well, he's named Reason.
Is it his first name?
Yeah.
And what's the reason for that?
Well,
Sorry about that. I couldn't help it. So
yeah. I mean, I guess it's his name. Seems legit.
it does, I suppose so. I'm going to call a kid Shovel one day.
Zach from Razorback, his kid is named Reason, so that's 2 people. Maybe it's only for bot building related people.
They get to be
It's
called
reserved for builders. Yeah.
Reason. Interesting. Anyway, so we got Tombstone, we got Ray. He's all relaxed and comfy.
Now, Broncos just beaten Stinger.
Broncos beating Stinger in a spectacular fashion.
Can you see a sad Matt Maxim somewhere?
Or a mad Matt Maxon. Now, can we get to the bottom, Will, of that bandage? Because I need you to tell us properly. Was it an accident, or do you know?
Does he always wear it?
It's for good luck, actually.
It's a good luck bandage. I knew it. That was a good explanation. It's like a lucky charm.
If I recall correctly, he, getting ready for the event, like a couple of days before, he just cut his hand really bad. Maybe with an angle grinder.
Oh,
maybe that was this.
Okay. It wasn't wasn't on the Potter wheel or anything.
No.
Sorry, it's not.
He was busy. He's busy before the event. He's not going to be doing that, is he?
Obviously, of course, he's focusing on robots because he's not going to be working.
He's trying to get away from that to begin with because he's tired of that.
Of course, he's tired of it. Yeah.
He's tired of that life, man.
So anyway, we got Bronco, we got Tombstone, and I think they're going to get ready to fight. So let's follow them through. Will, talk us through.
Oh, okay. So this year, the pits were in the same building as the arena. So everything was really loud. Everything was all together. So it was a really short trip. And on all the builders, you can see over by Nightmare, there's a giant TV. Poor Nightmare, their pit or area was totally inundated with all the builders that weren't in the event anymore.
Oh, watching,
yeah. We would all just sit there and watch the fights because there was no room in the stands and there was nowhere else for us to go. So we'd just sit there.
And so you'll sit there and when you're not watching a fight, you can watch the Nightmare team instead.
Yeah, and there were some chairs and there was some seating that they set up out by the crafty table for where all the snacks were. So people between ruining Jim and Erica's space and ruining the lunch area, we would just sit there and watch fights.
Nice. So let's wander through and we'll try not to meet yourself. I'm not sure what will happen.
Be careful.
I'm not sure
so
if you.
Tempting.
No, I know it's tempting, but you mustn't touch yourself either.
He's such a he's such a cool guy.
He is a great guy. I mean, we've we would. Will stopped us visiting you many times in the past to be like the time traveller's wife. We weren't going to marry you or anything, but we were going to sort of get you really comfy with us. So when we saw you,
point out, Gabe did talk about marrying you at one point.
we ruled it out though because we're all strictly butter side up,
and so we didn't know who would get you either. We kind of thought, would it be like a timeshare or? It wouldn't have worked out.
It's like a timeshare. Don't, honestly, that's weird. You shouldn't tell a Wheel about those plans.
I wanted him in the winter months.
Why?
To snuggle up to.
Oh. You're weirding him out. You're making it weird. So
why don't you go sit over next to old Will, and Gabe and I'll sit.
We're gonna sit exactly. We're gonna sit right over here.
All right.
No, don't let him sit next to old Will because you'll get weird memories start to appear in your own mind.
You're right.
You'll go suddenly. You'll get a vision and go, shit, dirty. Right, try not to meet yourself. I'm not sure if you turn inside out or anything like that. I don't know about that sort of business.
It could be fun.
It might weird him out though.
I think I reach enlightenment.
Now we've got to talk about that weird looking thing on the front of Bronco. It's in its platypus configuration.
Yeah, so they kept that thing completely covered right up until Farouk introduced them, and that was part of their whole thing with taking the robot away. They could go back to their shop and fabricate that thing in the middle of the night, and no one could see it until they got into the box. So Ray didn't see it. No one else saw it. I'm sure the safety crew saw it, especially after the Great Box incident.
What was that?
With complete control.
Oh,
complete control.
Complete control.
Yeah, so after that, every single attachment was under high scrutiny. So I'm sure they saw it. But other than that, I mean, it was a surprise to everyone else.
So, and I bet that, and no one could really guess what it was. Underneath the long, what is it? It's a.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's a spatula.
It's a spatula. So they've got their long. We're going to call it the platypus configuration, and Ray at this point has only got one weapon bar, I think, or maybe two. He hasn't got a choice of bars, which he's going to have in the future, which we told him about already.
Yeah,
we told him about. You need to have
slipped a little message in his pouch.
We slipped a message about having different weapon racks. So he's got that for the future. But
let's talk about the fight.
Let's go for the fight. Talk us through it.
Yeah, so they did the big reveal, and I think at some level, it's a giant spatula. What else are you going to do against Ray if you're a flipper? And so Ray did his normal thing of, haha, I don't care. I'm just going to spin up and hit you and ruin things. So Reason puts on his earmuffs of doom and starts having at it.
He wears earmuffs.
Yeah, oh yeah, have you not noticed that?
Yeah, no, I've seen him, but Will made a funny face about earmuffs of doom. He does wear earmuffs. It's because, when you take a kid to a concert.
Oh yeah, okay.
Well, I've never done it, but I've seen people with a toddler at a concert. You take a kid to a Van Halen concert.
I always take a kid to a concert.
You take a toddler and you put headphones on him so he doesn't hear it.
You're not really having fun if you haven't taken a kid to the concert with you.
You normally take your own kid or a close relative.
It's a great conversation starter.
Can I take your kid to a concert? Can you tell me why Reason wears these earmuffs?
Because he gets in the zone and he wants no distractions. He's totally in his element, and he doesn't want the crowd screaming or someone taunting or anything to distract him.
There you go.
Because he
seems to work pretty well.
So he's got whale music playing in them.
Yeah.
Does he?
That's more like he's heard whales. I just made a funny sound up.
Has like bronchitis or something.
My whale does have bronchitis. It's all the pollution.
All right, so Reason knows that at this point, box rushing Tombstone's not going to work.
No,
stop it.
Stop it. Stop saying Reason.
It's good stuff. We'll keep going.
Now he's
earphone man.
Now he backs into the corner, doesn't he?
Yeah, so he kind of wedges himself in there, hoping that Tombstone will just hit one of the sides before actually hitting him.
Got you.
And has that little spatula out, so that the idea being the only thing that they're going to hit is that Tombstone's going to hit is either the wall or get right under the spatula of doom, the platypus face, and get flipped. And of course, that doesn't works so well.
Well, I love this. It's a great idea, the spatula. It looks strong. However, I'm not sure, and I'm going to use it. I'm not sure the reason. And I did it on accidental. I'm not sure the reason why he keeps on waiting for his flips. He seems to go too late, almost.
Or he goes too early.
Yeah.
There's somewhere he just like...
Yeah.
He just misses, doesn't he?
Well, I mean, I'm sure, Gabe, you know from Robot Wars, but depending on where you are in the box, you just can't see everything.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
He was wedged over in the corner, I want to say on the driver's side. So it doesn't matter where he was standing; it's hard to see.
Yeah.
And there's camera guys in the way, and there's other builders in the way, and Trey's there trying to make sure the whole thing doesn't go up in flames, and so there's just a whole lot of distractions, and the best you can do is kind of peek over and hope for the best.
Got you. Because he misses so many key points here. When you look at it, you go, "Oh, come on, do it!"
Oh yeah,
it's a big adjustment to make as well.
I know exactly the one you're thinking of. And it drives me absolutely nuts. He's right under the back of Tombstone.
Yeah, exactly.
He just barely missed it. Like so close.
I even shout at the TV now, even though I know it doesn't happen. Just push the button! But it doesn't work.
Still doesn't work.
What?
Doesn't work still.
I've tried, honestly, every time to try and change it by shouting. And no matter how loud you shout, it doesn't change the TV.
You should try and fix it with time travel.
We can fix that.
You know why? Because Reed's wearing those earmuffs.
Oh, classic mistake. He can't hear us, can he? That's the problem.
Yeah. It's a catch-22.
You're not going to be able to do it. We need a plate and an expo marker, and then we can stand on the other side of the box and write stuff messages to him. And there you go. That's what makes him. He probably gets distracted by looking at that. Anyway, Ray then gives him a hit, donk, and then he gives him another hit, donk, and he starts peeling those sides off him, doesn't he?
Yeah, and then he gives a bit too much.
And then we get to the end of it, where he gives him, "Do you want another one?" Ray's thing, because he's so generous. He's so generous.
He's such a kind man.
He loves giving out the pain, and he then spews. His robot has a prolapse.
It is a robo prolapse.
It's a robo prolapse. It absolutely spits its own guts out.
Tends to be too hard.
Yeah, when that happened, everyone's brains exploded a little bit because it's like you saw a Titan skip or like trip. And all the batteries are out, and everyone's thinking, "Wait, does Bronco win?" Well, and then you look over to Bronco, and you're like, "No."
Yeah. Then when you look at it, you go, "Shit! It's just erupted. It's just puked its own guts up." And then you look at Bronco, and it's ruined.
Yeah, I mean, Bronco's flipping all over the place, trying to show some resemblance of movement, and Tombstone's batteries are all hanging out off its butt.
Out of its butt. Yeah, it didn't puke them up. It actually hemorrhaged them out of its butt, didn't it?
Filthy.
That's like its intestines all hanging out. I did enjoy that part. Yeah. Right, we're going to walk through back. That is, who wins that fight?
Oh, Tombstone.
Tombstone won. So that's going through. What's the next one? Let's go back and
look at
the bots.
Ghost Raptor.
Oh, is it Ghost Raptor?
What's he done this time?
Chuck. Is Chuck really angry?
No, Chuck's a nice guy too.
Chuck.
I find that hard to believe.
No, because of the boxing. That's why.
Boxing, and Chuck makes me furious later.
Why? Chuck, don't start slaying Chuck.
It's episode 4 of Chuck makes me furious later.
No, Chuck's really a nice guy. I actually can say with
it's becoming a recurring segment though. Chuck makes me furious.
But I can say with confidence that basically everyone at BattleBots is a really nice person. There's no one there that I don't want to deal with.
What about Donald?
Donald's a super nice guy.
No, the late hit though.
I didn't like that late hit.
I didn't like that late hit like that. What about that?
Yeah. People make mistakes.
I told you Donald made a mistake there. Donald's a lovely guy.
I agree.
Yeah.
Everyone's super nice, but Ray loves being the bad guy, and Chuck doesn't mind being the bad boy either. So, and he doesn't care as long as he wins.
But they're not. Remember, they're not the bad boys. The bad boys are the complete control boys with their shiny costumes and nakedness. That's the bad boys of.
I think you want them to be bad boys.
Honestly, I don't. They weird me out a bit, but they've gone now, so it's fine. Who's this? Who's robots? We've got Chuck with Ghost Raptor, which is the best BattleBot in the world. And then what else have we got?
Bite Force.
Fighting Bite Force. Paul Ventimiglia.
No, Bite Force beat Overhaul.
What's that?
Yep. Bite Force beat me, and then
I'm furious with Bite Force just for that.
Yeah.
Damn.
But hey, it better win. At this point, I'm cheering for Paul because it just makes me look better.
Of course, yeah. Because if you go out against the champion, then that's golden. So
yeah, and we almost beat the champions, so that basically means that we almost won.
You're right. And actually, if you had beaten the champion, you'd have been up against Chuck, which would have been a fairly easy win.
I don't know. Chuck would have had something up his sleeve.
Do you think
he would have had some attached?
Chuck, what would he have done?
I don't know. Sideways de-icer.
Sideways de-icer. Oh, like a that's dirty. That is that way around.
That's what I would have done.
The de-shocker.
The de-shocker.
Yeah.
So Chuck puts on the de-icer, which he's keeping it quiet, isn't he? He's keeping it quiet. He's had the boys from Lincoln Electric weld him up a little device. And do you know what I do like? I do like that Chuck has his robot was busted at the beginning from a bad spinner, and then he's basically adapted that little beastie all the way through. So hats off to Chuck, really.
Yeah, but if he'd entered with a wedge, you wouldn't have got in, and then it turned into a wedge, and it was fine.
No, but
I'm not happy about that.
Remember, people get furious afterwards with him.
Chuck makes me furious.
Trey was furious, I'm sure. Trey, Ray, all the A's were furious. So everyone got furious, and they probably someone left dirty wedge comments on post-its on his table.
Hey, the wedge moved. It counted.
There you go. See, I don't mind a wedge. Lots of people hate a wedge. I don't mind it. If a wedge wins, great. It's lasted.
Yeah.
I'm indifferent.
You won't sway him on the wedge.
I'm just annoyed that it's not the robot he entered.
Yeah, but because it's been broken.
Yeah, well, fix it.
The rules were that as long as you had an active weapon, you were still in. If you lost all active weapons, then you were disqualified.
Is that what happened? Is that the rule?
That was the rule.
Oh.
So if all your weapons are incapacitated, you're SOL. But his lifter was still working.
It's not really a weapon, though.
Well, it's a lifter.
It's a lifter.
It's a lifter. It lifts. Yeah, because if you lifted someone really badly, they would be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, lift them to death.
Lift them to death. So we got Bite Force.
Bro, do you even lift? Yes, I do. Lift you out of the arena, and then you win.
Exactly.
That's more of a flip, though, surely.
No, that's
yeah. So anyway, back to the actual event.
Exactly.
Can't believe I'm the one doing this.
Come on, Bales, you're a pro.
Bite Force. Bite Force has got its thing on.
Yeah, so Bite Force took the Wedge of Doom off and has the full grappling system, which I love. I think it looks really cool. So he's got the full thing on, and Chuck's got the simple little wedgie thing. I don't think he even covered it up for this match. They just kind of went at it. Yeah. But
basically, at the end of this, Bite Force wins.
Yeah, it's big pushing match. Lots of flipping over and somersaults of Ghost Raptor.
Exactly. So, and it's pretty clear who the winner is in this case.
Yeah.
And this for me is what makes Bite Force really cool. Seeing its big clampy jaw, properly clamping.
And Ghost Raptor somewhere lost a wheel and ended up on the screws, didn't he? So that's how it ended.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Adam Savage, who guest judged for season 2, said something that is very poignant. He likes it most when robots do what they were designed to do, and that was a perfect example of Bite Force doing exactly what Paul designed it to do, and Paul at peak driving performance.
Exactly.
He just did everything that you would want him to do. I had no critiques from that fight.
Definitely not. I enjoyed that fight. It was a good fight. So let's go back through. Who's next?
No, next it's episode 4 of Chuck Makes Me Furious.
What's Chuck done now?
Oh, Chuck, you bastard.
Well, don't stop slaying Chuck. You can't call him a bastard. His parents might be married.
That's our jingle for Chuck Makes Me Furious.
This week on Chuck Makes Me Furious.
Chuck, you bastard.
What's Chuck done?
The interview at the end.
Don't hit me.
Saw it? It made me furious.
What did he do?
I had to lash out at you then.
What did he do? He hit me.
He just didn't want to talk about it. That's all.
She was like, what's her name? Alison.
Don't go slaying Alison. Either.
Alison was like, so who do you think will win now? And he was just like, I only saw one person winning this competition, me. And then he wouldn't answer the question.
Yeah, he was kind of bummed. Which I understand.
Someone bummed him. What happened there?
I did slip him some plans, actually.
Slip him some plans? He got bummed. Oh my god, I'm surprised. Hopefully he walked out of there after that business. Only the Complete Control boys around him.
They were.
Oh. He got bummed by the Complete... No, he didn't. He was... I love the word when someone gets bummed in America.
He was completely bummed.
You just bummed out, man.
But I think, just lose graciously.
So that's what made you furious.
That made me furious this week on Chuck Makes Me Furious. Oh, you Chuck, you bastard.
Great television.
Great television.
Great television.
And you're still talking about it.
Yep. I'm still going, oh, Chuck, you bastard.
So, TV magic. TV magic. And he snubbed poor Alison. So, there you go.
He made him. That was a big hay slip up on his part.
Oh, man.
That was terrible.
I'm going to make you go to timeout over by the Lincoln guys.
You go by the Lincoln guys.
There was no reason for it. Completely no reason.
Stop it. Right, we're going to... Can you take us through the next robots? Who is it?
Next is the Rumble.
The Rumble?
Yeah.
Rumble. Who's in the Rumble?
WD.
Nightmare, Overhaul, and Witch Doctor.
Oh, yeah. This is nice.
Yeah.
So, Nightmare is a great old school robot. Lots of people know it, and that's a lovely robot.
Need to have a quick chat about Overhaul.
Well, let's talk about Overhaul.
Had its weird little shuffle drive in.
It did have its shuffle drive in.
Can you tell us about that, please, Will?
Okay, so they made that shuffle mechanism, and they were going to run it in the robot all the time, through the competition, if there was a weight bonus. And so BattleBots said no weight bonus, and then they said fine, no shuffle, because there's no advantage.
There's no reason. But do you think
wheels are? Oh, jeez, come on, another one.
What?
That wasn't even intended.
Told you, it's not a name. So
yeah, there was no justification for. I can work around this. There was no justification for the shuffles because wheels are better. Wheels are lighter. They're simpler. They're faster. More traction. Exactly. All the good things. And shuffle just is all sorts of complication for no reward.
So do you think, this is my theory, to get into BattleBots, what you do is you come up with an ingenious plan. Shuffle drive, electromagnetic drive, nuclear power, and then you get there and go, oh, yeah, that doesn't work, I'm just taking it out.
You had nuclear power, you can't just make one up.
I'm putting nuclear power into our new robot.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way.
It just makes me furious.
Greg and Trey have actually done a pretty good job of, BS detecting a lot of that. And I think especially going into season 3, they're going to go over everything with an extra fine-tooth comb. But, things happen.
Of course.
They made the shuffle, but I think from what I understand, they made it pretty clear that they weren't going to use it if there was no weight bonus.
Got you. So, but at least they actually used the shuffle, and I did only notice the shuffle just this time travel. I didn't notice it before. So, fair play to them that they did actually have a shuffle, and it does actually work.
Right.
So,
we got a fight here. Let's go through the Rumble fairly quickly.
Witch Doctor was getting some good hits at the start.
Yep.
That has to be said. Shaman was getting involved a bit as well. There's some flaminess. That was nice.
I do like Witch Doctor. This version of Witch Doctor is pretty handy.
Until it gets turned upside down.
And then it doesn't do anything.
No, and that happened this fight. Shaman got opened up as well. Got a can opened.
got slain really badly.
Yep.
And it got absolutely obliterated.
It didn't quite get Warrior Clan mini-botted though.
No.
Which was amazing.
It was indeed.
And then we got Nightmare decapitated Overhaul as well.
Oh yeah?
Took his little,
that was good.
Little bitey bit off.
Took its beast off.
And I was watching this with someone and he said, that robot Nightmare's not doing much. And then it pulled the top off. It was good. I liked it. And I was like, yeah, it did actually.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, you keep watching, buddy.
Then I called
sounded like Chuck there for a minute.
And I called him a punk. So Nightmare ended up winning because he just trashed everyone.
Exactly, There you go.
Nightmare's pretty handy when he doesn't get turned upside down.
I think, but we've already talked to him and sent him the plans for that self-writer thing, where the wheels come up and over.
I'm not quite finished with that yet, though.
I know, you're pretty... Yeah.
I've had a lot on my plate.
I know.
Even with all this ability to time travel, there's still
Where's
not enough hours in the day.
Exactly. So let's go to the next fight.
It's Tombstone against Wedge Force. It's the final.
We're finally there.
And I say Wedge Force because they got the wedge. There's no biting going on.
Now, is it right, Mr. Bales, that I've heard in the pits rumours that when you got there, that Bike Force, Paul Ventimiglia, went to the Lincoln Electric boys and had a very large, I nearly swore there, piece of Hardox made as a wedge to counter some of the other robots?
So here's the whole story about the wedge.
Go on. I'm settling into that.
Yeah.
Getting comfortable.
So, for reference, all the wedges were mild steel. They were cheap, simple to make, no Hardox, no AR plate, nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
All simple stuff. But it was thick. It was like 3/8 of an inch thick plate. It was crazy. He showed up. Bite Force showed up with one wedge.
Yeah.
And then they fought Warhead with it.
Yes.
First fight. After that first fight, they had to throw that wedge away. In fact, I have it.
Oh no! Oh,
because
exciting.
it was so warped.
Yeah.
The whole thing was shifted over an inch or two.
Okay.
So they just couldn't use it. So they had locally some guy plasma cut a whole bunch of new pieces, and then they went over to the Lincoln guys, and the Lincoln guys welded it up for them. So yes, they had a wedge made, but it was because the first one got ruined.
Got you. Okay, so they were intending to bring a wedge with them the whole time.
Yes, yeah, they had one. They brought it with them, used it against Warhead, and it got ruined. So they actually did a slight design change on the fly and stiffened it up.
Cool. There you go. So that's the thing on this. We noticed that Ray has managed to fix Tombstone, which. Can you talk us around Tombstone? We're just going to go and look at Tombstone in the pits. Tell us about the build. What's the sort of where would you say the sort of quality level for Tombstone is?
The quality lies in the testing that Ray's done. One version or another of Last Rites or Tombstone has been fighting since 2002.
Okay.
So he's gone through all sorts of motors, all sorts of drive motors, all sorts of contactors for the weapon, chain versus belts versus timing belts versus, all sorts of things, all the different batteries, chassis construction, weapon construction.
So you think that this is basically Tombstone is a sort of design that's been refined, and all the bits have been removed that have broken. So we've got. I would say that I would like to think of Tombstone as like more of a garage bot. It doesn't look super nicely put together, does it?
Right. It's not all billet machine fanciness.
Yeah.
It's a relatively simple thing. That said, he has 15 years of practice and trial and error in. So it's the pinnacle of Tombstone design.
There you go.
But there has to be an upper limit of what he can achieve with that design. Eventually things will move on, surely.
Eventually.
But
maybe.
We'll see what happens. I mean, it's going to, he'll probably win in the future. But will he win this time? We'll have to see. So let's go and look at the fight.
Tombstone was not able to hit anywhere except the wedge. This is really good driving by Paul. Yeah, he just hit the wedge over and over again. And then Tombstone got boxed in and pinned at one point. Remember that? Up on, kind of half on the screws, half...
If I was fighting Tombstone, I would be wanting to pin him against the wall.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That was a good little thing he did there. And then Tombstone was just not able to get any kind of meaningful hits at any point. Even when it hit on the side, it didn't look handy, really.
No, he wasn't getting a spin up to the right.
Yeah. I think really to actually beat Bite Force, he would have had to hit him on the back where the tracks are exposed, and that's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Really. What do you reckon, Gabe?
I think he got one hit in on the side, but that was it.
He gets one hit in, doesn't he? Because he starts to have a little bit of a drive problem, and it seems the track seems to be intermittently sticking on one side, which has been happening a few times. But I thought, beginning of this fight, looking and thinking that actually this aluminium frame is going to be folded up and it's going to be, knackered. But actually, it does take the hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mainly because it's the wedge doing most of the absorbing of the impact.
And obviously, Paul is an amazing driver.
Yeah, definitely.
He must have been driving bots for a long time.
And then it's just after that hit on the side, we see the smoke coming from Tombstone.
That's always the thing. So, Will, do you have an idea of what smoke is?
I think it was definitely the batteries. And you got to think back to the Bronco fight and think, I wonder if that last hit did him in.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, and that's Ray. He goes, that's batteries. That's batteries.
Yeah.
Like that.
Surely you would have changed all those over, though, between fights.
Yeah, but it's not so much might not be the batteries themselves, but it could be all the connections of how they're connected together.
I suppose, yeah. Okay.
I want to say it was maybe just a LiPo that he had for like the receiver or something, and that went.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. But it was definitely the batteries.
I mean, obviously, you know yourself, Mr. Bales, about magic smoke. But I don't think you got yours seems to leak a lot.
Yeah. After that fight, it goes to a judge's decision.
Yeah.
After the fight, the robots are in there. They choose the winner. I won't say it quite yet. They choose the winner. Everyone's talking in there, laughing and scratching, congratulating the victor, and then more smoke starts coming out of Tombstone, and they have to rush it outside.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, and they get the top off Tombstone, and the battery packs are going up in smoke. All the A123s, the A123s that everyone was saying are infinitely safe, and lipos are bad, but A123s are good enough for babies to chew on.
Yeah.
And the
I don't know who's giving a lipo to their baby.
I don't know.
Well, you wouldn't give the lipos, but you give 123s.
Exactly. 123s are safe for babies, especially tough American babies.
Yeah. Definitely.
Not a wimpy English baby.
But the guts of the cell were popping out like streamers.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. They'd go pop and then and they'd land like 10, 15 feet away.
You're joking. It was properly broken.
Yeah. All of a sudden, everyone went into emergency mode and was picking out all the batteries and throwing them into buckets of salt water. And I was taking photos, but
that always happens with Roboteers. When someone destroys a lipo battery, there's always going to be loads of people running towards the smoke to see it burn, and then other people filming and taking photos of it.
Yeah,
that's what happens in the modern world.
It's terrible.
Well, it's just
anyway. So back to the fight.
So, a judge's decision, and is it the right decision? By force wins. So. I definitely think so. He definitely took it to him. Yeah. And do you know what? I love a good fight, even if it's a wedge. It's always good.
No, it was a good fight. Yeah,
that was a fight that made a case for a wedge.
Definitely.
And it shows that the way to beat Tombstone is with a giant freaking wedge. And some people will say, no, there's ways to do it with weapons. I think that Witch Doctor gave Tombstone a run for their money. For sure.
I've always said that if Witch Doctor could self-right, it would have beaten Tombstone on that fight, even a judge's decision, because it took it to them. I mean, he properly pasted him, didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he really, really gave.
Well, the bar broke,
and he broke the bar.
So,
that was a quality fight.
So if the bar broke and the weapons and Witch Doctor's weapons still worked, then Witch Doctor would have won. If the bar broke and Witch Doctor's weapon didn't work, I think Mike would have still outdriven Tombstone.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So, we have a new winner.
A champion. Mr. Paul.
Mr. Paul. He's got the giant nut.
He's got a massive nut.
He's got his big nut.
And he's going to enjoy having that. That's good stuff. Now, we talked about a wedge, a case for a wedge. My favourite case for a wedge, or a kind of passive weaponed machine, Stinger. Against Warhead, that was a good fight this season. That's my fight of the season.
Your fight of the season is Stinger v Warhead.
Yeah, loved it. How about you?
You just sprung this on me.
I'm
springing it on Will. Will, what's your fight of the season?
Oh man,
you can pick just Hypershock.
No, that's mine. I'm going to pick one of them.
Ah, jeez.
You guys just weren't prepared for this.
No, because you've just sprung it. You didn't say pick your fight of the season.
All right.
Otherwise, we'd have gone through our fight cards.
I'll tell you what, we can cut this bit out.
No,
you
don't
can
cut
have
it
a little chat.
No, we're not going to cut it out.
All right,
Just
okay.
keep it like this.
We're not quitting.
Yeah, we don't quit. Punk. I've got mine.
Go on.
I've got mine. So, the Hypershock fight, okay, I'm not being a fanboy, but the Hypershock fight, when the drum doesn't work, okay, against Bite Force.
Against Bite Force,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Even though it doesn't matter, it didn't win against Bite Force. So I'm going, oh, come on. I'm starting to shout at the TV. I still shout at the TV now, but that Will Bales can't hear me. Because you've obviously got startup issues, haven't you? Torque issues on the drum.
Oh, yeah.
But when it goes, I get so excited. Every time I see it now, when you see the drum, because you know it's not working, you go, come on, it's only a minute. And then it goes, and it winds up, and then it twats Bite Force really hard, and then it catches, and then it and then smoke comes out of it, and then it stops. But it's that big hit that it gives that you know that it can have potential of being a beast. And when you guys must have seen it. Go on.
Yeah, it gave me hope for season 2.
It gave you hope. Exactly, because it is a monstrous beast. So that's my favourite fight.
Aw. I think I like the Tombstone fights where he just demolishes somebody. Tombstone versus Counter Revolution. Counter Revolution probably went 20 feet across the arena in the air.
What the that is? If ever there was fodder being fed to the beast, that's Counter Revolution, isn't it? Because their armour must be aluminum. Sorry.
It was very thin aluminum,
and it just and I don't think they were they even revolutionizing.
I think so.
Do you know what I mean?
Were they counter-revolutionating?
Yeah, but it was just it was just terrible. I don't know if they were. I think they must have been pretty furious about getting destroyed.
They could have said no.
They could have done, but everyone would have not had them back, and that would have been it. So that was the one I do love when Ray destroys stuff, and I think that we need more stuff of being destroyed. And obviously, Mr. Bales, you love destroying stuff as well, because
it's fun.
You completely ripped open in Series 2. We're trying travelling back and forth.
I like it.
That's that.
Let's not ruin it for our UK buddies who are just watching Season 1, though.
Yeah, but we're just getting excited for what's to come.
There's going to be some destruction.
Where Mr. Bales rips out guts. Robot guts.
I think really we have to give our Builder of the Season award out.
Builder of the Season?
Matt Maxim.
Why are we giving it to him?
Because he's the energy he carries.
You're right.
He's got the right mentality. So he just wants to see good fights and give it out.
You're proposing Matt Maxim.
Matt Maxim.
Mr. Bales, would you like to propose person?
You know, like sports personality
stop
of the year.
Talking. It's him talking now.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was Will Bales.
No.
I'm going to go with Paul, actually. I'm going to go with Paul Ventimiglia.
Paul Ventimiglia for...
because he came in... He only found out... he was an alternate.
Ooh.
And Bite Force was an alternate, and they only found out a couple weeks ahead of time that they were actually going to be an alternate. I don't know if they showed up not knowing that they were going to compete, or if they showed up actually knowing they were going to be in the bracket. But they built this robot in record time, and as far as the builders go, he did it really well. And fixing things on the fly and making sure that the driving was perfect. And
so I'm going to have the casting vote now to decide which vote between the two, and I'm going to go with Paul Ventimiglia as well because of that. Because of he won obviously, and now we know that he had hardly any time to build it, and it was a good quality bot.
I'm not happy.
I know you're not happy
because you got Matt there.
Matt's been messing about with robo games for a long time. He didn't just give up playing with poop.
So
he didn't just give it up and start on BattleBots. He actually has been doing that for ages. So I do want to know what he does now.
He works.
He does something with pipe fittings. I think hydraulics or something. That's all I know.
I think
let's leave it at that, because he got tired of the poop and he went and did something else. Anyway, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Paul Ventimiglia. So for Inside the Bot, our builder of the year is gonna be Paul Ventimiglia.
Runner up, Matt Maxim.
Runner up, Matt Maxim. Well done those teams.
He gets a brass nut for that.
A brass nut. We could...
A singular brass nut.
So we'll send it to him.
Yeah.
I'll try and find one in the shop somewhere.
Yeah, don't spend money on it. That'd be ridiculous.
Did you see that someone got a load of people handed out washers?
Oh, yeah.
Washer awards.
That's the BattleBots update, isn't it?
BattleBots update. He handed out washers, but no, I don't think he actually sent them. You had to pay for them, which seemed a bit weird. You can't give out prizes and make people buy them.
No.
Well, you have the accolade, but if you want proof of it, you have to pay for it.
That's pretty tight, isn't it?
You know what we could do?
What?
Commission something from Matt.
Oh. What, a sculpture?
A sculpture.
Yeah, why not? A pot.
You get him to sculpt us.
Well, I don't want to...
Can you not call it poo because it's fecal matter?
It's a different sort of thing. He used to work with people's poop, and it's... I think we should get him to make a trophy out of it.
I think we should. We should commission a... what should it be, though?
Let's let him work his own magic. I don't want to restrict his artistic nature.
See what arrives at his fingers.
Exactly, what comes out. Okay, so we're done. We're going to do here. So what I want to do before we go, we've chosen our Builder of the Year. Can you choose your Robot of the Year?
Robot of the Year? No, I'm always thinking about this. It changes every time I say.
So Robot of this season.
Oh, no.
A Robot of this season.
There's so many that I like.
You're going to have to pick one, Will, in a minute. And you can't pick your own.
Oh.
No, I don't have to.
I'm going to pick Ghost Raptor.
Mr. Chuck pisses me off.
Why have you picked Ghost Raptor? You know he's doing this because he feels bad that he's been slaying Matt
It's that bastard Chuck!
and Chuck. Why? It is the best BattleBot in the world. The best designed BattleBot.
The best engineered, he said.
It's the best engineered robot, which is bollocks. But...
No, I'm not going to pick Ghost Raptor.
You've picked it. I'm going over to Will now. The proper pick.
I'm going with Witch Doctor.
Oh, that is a good quality. That's a nice choice.
There's a lot of robots that I really liked that, got a rough break, but
I think
Witch Doctor deserves so much more.
Definitely. Now, I'm going to go... I'm not... Because I'm just going to be the decider between these two, because we all know my favourite robot already, and that's already done. I don't need to, massage anyone's ego with that. But I'm going to go and say that Witch Doctor again is the one that should
this is outrageous.
No, because you chose Ghost Raptor. It's a terrible robot.
I didn't want to choose Ghost Raptor.
You chose Ghost Crafter, and you know it.
Ooh.
Ghost Crafter, which is only kept in a cellar. Anyway, Witch Doctor definitely is a good robot. I like the hats, I like the bird on the head, and I like the robot. Its paint job is amazing. And it dishes out the pain in this one to Ray.
I wish I'd picked Witch Doctor now. I'm feeling silly.
Well, you picked it. So
you edit it. You could just go back and say that you said Witch Doctor the whole time.
Oh, yeah, and you'll say Will said Witch Doctor.
Then we've ruined it already. Now, can we just say hi to the Witch Doctor team? Mike... Gelati?
Galately.
What's his name?
Mike Galately. I will have you know that I've known Mike for the better part of a decade, and only within the last 6 months did I learn how to properly pronounce his last name.
What is it? Go lightly.
Galately.
Galately.
Go lately.
Yeah. No, go lately. Hey, he should be on your team. Go lately. We always get there, but we're a bit late. So we got Mike, go lately, and who's the lady?
Andrea Suarez.
Andrea Suarez.
You've said her name plenty of times.
I'm just letting him so I don't mess up the name.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make sure that the pronunciation was good.
Okay.
So, Mike Galately. How old is Mike?
Oh,
not his exact age.
Early 30s.
Early 30s. Because I thought originally that Miss Suarez was his daughter, but I don't think that's what case.
No.
No, I know that. I know that now. I know that because I thought that's a bit strange. Because they look similar to each other, but he's not old enough. He looks older and she looks younger. So well done, Witch Doctor team.
I don't know what that is there.
What?
Well done, Witch Doctor team. You look old.
No, they're building a great robot.
One of them looks old.
One of you looks old. One of you looks young.
Congratulations.
That's the worst congratulations I've ever heard.
They just won Best Robot.
From some crappy podcast I don't even care about.
They love listening to this podcast. I'm sure. What are you doing?
I'm fiddling with
He's just fiddling with Sabretooth and the bit's just dropped off it. Stop unscrewing it. He's just unscrewing parts.
I have to say, Gabe, you know your robot's bad when someone fiddling with it can break
genres. Oh god.
We are crossing the genres as well. It's like crossing the streams. Don't cross the streams.
You're crossing the genres across time frames.
Oh, we're so messed up. Okay, let's. We need to finish. We need to travel.
Let's take the map back if Will can figure out how to use it.
But first of all, we're going to take the map back, but we're going to go to Will's shop in Miami, and then we'll just have the last bit, and then we'll let him go. So. Now, who owns this shop here?
We rent it, so I guess somebody else owns it.
It doesn't matter who owns it. It's your shop, is what I'm really after.
Yeah,
you don't have to get into the legal parts of. Well, we got a contract. I don't want to know.
The contract says
it's not.
So it's my family's storage and machine shop.
It's your family machine shop, which is awesome. So your family, obviously, he's unscrewing an actual piece off the whole robot. Just leave it alone.
I want to screw it up and see what happens.
Just, for fuck's sake. Anyway, so this is where you make all your stuff, and this is your family's machine shop, which is awesome to have a machine shop. And this is where Mohawk's made?
Yep, Mohawk's made here. A Hypershock tube was made here. Parts of Witch Doctor were made there. That's it.
And does your family have? You don't have to tell us, obviously. But is this shop is it just for hobbying, or is it a commercial thing?
This is our screw around shop. So
it's really just like a really cool place to mess about.
Yeah. So we ended up moving, but when I was a kid, we had a garage full of machine tools.
Okay.
And so I built all sorts of robots throughout high school, middle school, and elementary school with Tyler and Alex from my team.
Yeah.
And when we moved, we had to put everything somewhere. And so we started renting this warehouse and put all the tools in there. And now we have all this space. It's great.
That's awesome. That's great. So that's really cool. So that's where we get Hypershock made, we get Mohawk made, and a bit of Witch Doctor made. What can be better than that? That's a great shop to be in.
Yeah.
It's better than your shop.
What? My shop?
We got a lathe. We got a Prototrack CNC.
Have you ever seen the shop?
No.
You haven't seen the actual proper shop, have you?
Okay, I've just seen this.
This is the inside shop. It's where the electronics are done.
Oh, okay.
The actual shop has got a lot of stuff in it.
Sweet. But we're at Balesy's shop now.
Don't compare our shops, because you know how we'll get.
Yeah, you'll lose.
Balesy will put his shop, and he's going to go, look, we got this. And they're going, oh, shut up now.
Yo, where's your surface grinder?
Yeah.
Mine?
Yeah, your surface grinder. Where's yours?
It doesn't fit in the flat. So.
He's got a flat. So, anyway, it's been really cool. And we're going to be doing... have you got any news, Mr. Bales, that you could that you want to say? Has anything happened in the robot world? You don't have to give us any exclusives, I'm sure, but anything happening?
An exclusive would be good, though, because we're on our last leg.
Yeah, right? Yeah, exclusives that are going to get me in trouble.
Yeah, do that.
All I know is that we're patiently waiting for ABC to greenlight season 3, and I know some builders are already pretty far into the design phase. We've held off because we just don't want our little hearts to be broken if it gets postponed or something. So we're patiently waiting. I have done some sketches and preliminary CAD drawings of internal weaponed single piece drums and things.
Oh, so are we going to be getting a new Hypershock 3, do you think?
Every time
you don't have to
there's
tell
a
us,
design,
but are you going to bring the same robot, or is it going to be a different?
Try as I might, no matter what, I will probably end up remaking everything again. Because that's what we do.
No, exactly.
You say,
get that.
You know what would be better? Totally change everything.
A brand new robot will be amazing. Yeah. That's what's going to be.
All this stuff worked really well. This stuff didn't. So let's get rid of everything and start from scratch.
Yeah. Exactly. Because someone said, "What are you going to do with Sabretooth?" I went, "Well, we'll just build another one."
Yeah.
There's no point in taking the same one again because
we tried to salvage some of the parts from Hypershock this time, and parts of it worked, and unfortunately the few pieces we salvaged, like the weapon system, quit.
There you go. So
we fixed it until it broke.
Exactly.
So
the bits you actually liked that worked then broke afterwards in the second one. So there you go. So we're going to be
that's a bit of news then. That's kind of inside the shop news.
That's inside the shop news, which is good. My shop has exciting things happening in it. It's got. We're building towards Robot Wars. Hopefully that'll be announced soon.
There's something happening on Monday on Robot Wars.
Oh yes, we should have an announcement about Robot Wars on Monday, and that will be either. Sorry guys, we're cancelling it, or build for season 2.
That'll be really weird if it's just cancelled.
Well, an announcement for cancelling.
Yeah, because they've been hyping it up.
Yeah, but then I'll be like Mr. Bales and have my heart broken.
Yeah. I hope it's a good announcement.
Well, let's hope so. I'm sure.
Maybe they're announcing, Inside the Bot as the official podcast for season 2.
Well, that's probably it.
That's what it is. Anyway, so the other news is
press passes all around.
We're going to go with We Want Season 3, which is definitely a thing for BattleBots.
Yes.
BattleBots is where we're also Inside the Bot are going to be aiming for BattleBots.
Yes.
So we are going to do a entry for BattleBots, and again we're going to be putting out some ideas for listeners to send in some weapon designs or some thoughts about what they might like to see for a robot. See, we don't want you to do that, Mr. Bales, because we don't want to give away any secrets from your own skills.
Unless you want to send some CADs
in that we can use. So again, we're going to put another call out, but what we're going to do is, obviously we've run out of all BattleBots episodes and Robot Wars episodes now, so Inside the Bot is going to be, we could finish, or...
We're not doing
that though. We're going to do it every week still.
We're just going to talk about stuff that's happened in our lives.
Well, that's kind of how we felt with the Tale of the Tape after show. We're like, wait, we don't have to do this anymore.
So exactly. Now, sometimes it's a bit of a relief, and other times it's like, we really want to do that still. So we're going to carry on with Inside the Bot. We're going to be doing some stuff.
We'll have you on. We'll have all the famous robot people on. Not people who are robots, but builders.
Yeah.
Roboteers. And what else are we going to do? We're going to talk about our application.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about...
He's here. All about your application.
Exactly.
We're going to be doing our application. There were other things, I can't remember.
I've forgotten them. But
we did a whole plan. Oh, we talk about design issues.
Yeah, we're going to talk about designs.
I want to do an episode on money at some point. Sponsors and money. Where's the money come from, kid? Follow the money, kid. We're going to do all that. We'll probably get...
Yeah.
I think we should.
Done, you let me know. So I want to listen to that one.
We should get.
Well, we're hoping you'd come on.
We should get Al Kindle on to talk about how he breaks kneecaps for money.
Yeah, because he's a mobster.
He's a loan shark. That's how he makes his money for blackjack.
From New Jersey, mobster.
Exactly. We'll just talk about all sorts of weirdness that happens when you make a robot.
We're going to do it every week still. Mr. Bales, you are always an honorary host or part of Inside the Bot. We consider you to be one of the hosts. So I want you to keep on coming back. Not every time because we'll annoy you, but please, you're always welcome.
Until he's caught up in some kind of scandal, and then we're going to just drop him like a stone.
No, we won't. We won't. We'll support him.
You might. I'm just going to drop him like a stone. We can't have that.
When those naked photos come up, we'll be supporting with him.
You'll be in them.
That's a vicious slur. We'll hurl you under the bus instead.
I'm the one who took them.
So dirty. Right, we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up, boys. I've been Will Cedric.
I'm Gabe.
I'm still Will.
And this has been Inside the Bot.